Welcome, welcome. Well, I am excited to have Koren here with me again, my good friend.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, welcome. And we have been having some conversations recently, and we've been sharing with you guys, right? And I just wanted to know, if you're just coming across the channel for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the thing, right? And also, my friend Koren has 2 video channels of her own. And one is called Sign It with Koren, where she does like sign language to Christian music. And the other one, Koren is
The other one is Let's Talk with Koren, where I have a talk show where we talk about things that people don't really talk about. And now we're doing a series, and I call it
Canadian
Jamaican turn Canadian.
Right.
So it's going to be a part of the series, and Melanie and I, we're working on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, Let's Talk with Koren. That's
Exactly.
the channel.
So go and give her some love, guys. And also, I'm gonna link to the videos that we're doing at the end of this one, so that you can get to see everything. And you can also watch the video that explains how we buck up each other in the supermarket, and we've just become great friends ever since.
Yeah,
So
only a Jamaican type
yeah,
of book up.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So we were talking the last time about things we miss about Jamaica, and you know, so that is one
Sure.
long list, right? And now we decide that we're going to give you guys a few of the things that we don't really miss, and you have to think good, right? But there are some.
Yeah.
And before we get into it, because I know where Koren and I were talking before we started rolling the footage, and you know, I know that majority of my subscribers are Jamaicans, okay, all over the world, diaspora, you know, and I really appreciate all of your support. You have no
For
idea.
sure,
okay?
we do.
And you know,
Because I mean, if
Jamaicans
we
look
don't
out
have
for
your
one
support,
another.
we don't.
Correct. We need you guys, right? So anyway, I know that we as Jamaicans, we're very protective of Jamaica. And Koren and I get that, really do. And if you watch my content, 99.9% of it is definitely positive things about Jamaica, fun times,
For sure.
memories, you know,
'Cause we
things that
love
we
our
all
country.
correct, right? But there are definitely a few things that we don't miss, okay?
For sure.
And so I just want us to bear that in mind, because where we're gonna go here is a touchy topic,
Yes.
okay? And you know, Koren being my guest, I just thought I'd just give her
Throw
the-
me under.
right
Under the bus.
under. Yep.
I go.
So over to you.
Yeah, so I mean, I know. So again, yeah, nobody's perfect. No country's perfect everywhere. We're talking about crime. I don't miss the crime.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you saying crime is everywhere, and it is. It is everywhere, but there's a magnitude of crime I'm from Kingston, Jamaica, and there's a magnitude of crime that I don't miss. You know, here in Canada, in Toronto, the big city, there's crime, but we live out in the rural parts. But in the rural parts in Jamaica, there's also crime. But I can tell you that here, out where we live, out in the rural parts, there is like zero crime. I can leave my door open. I can leave my kids at home, and I don't have to. My kids don't even know how to be afraid, because they don't know that. It's not a part of what we do. And I don't miss having to live behind the burglar bars in Jamaica, because where we lived in Jamaica, it was in Kingston. I was afraid to go home too late. And I mean, there was crime in the middle of the days in my neighborhood sometimes. But I wasn't afraid. I was afraid to go home too late. I was afraid to go anywhere, because I feel like if I go with my friends out to eat, I'm worried about driving home alone, people tailing me and all those things. I was worried about those things. So I don't miss the crime. And we're not saying it because we're not tearing down our country. It's just a reality. It's just a fact. And I don't miss it. I don't know about you.
No, I know. I don't really. And I mean, if you watch the video about why I left Jamaica, that's a story unto its own self.
For sure.
But you know, with that said, we still love our country, right?
We do.
And we still have a lot of things about it that we really treasure and we really miss. And as a matter of fact, I was back there just 2 months ago. And what I will tell you that I experienced that perhaps I don't miss so much is when they see me coming, immediately think I'm a tourist. And you don't have to wonder why.
A white woman in Jamaica, gotta be a tourist. You
As
know,
a
stereotype,
cynic,
but
yeah.
it's bad, but it's true.
But it's true, right? So as I see me coming, I think, yes, man, tourist. So I'll be walking along the beach with my kids, and I'll be hearing like, "Do you want to get your hair braid? right? Or you want to get a massage, or you want to this, or you want
Yeah.
to buy that, or buy the
Yeah.
other. And so, you know.
And the price
it-
jack up.
Yes, as them see you come. And if I go in the market, same way, I'm sure I've told you this before, as them see me come, the price go up. But when I open my mouth now, I'm like, oh, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
And then
Yeah.
the price come back to
And then the
earth,
price
you know?
come back down.
So,
So
yeah, that's for me something I don't really do.
it's true because I went home last year for the first time after 8 years, and I brought my boys, and my boys don't have no Jamaican background. Like they came here when they were babies,
No.
so they don't talk Jamaican. They try, but they can't. And so when we go out there and like we're gonna buy anything, like they might run and come to me and Mom, can I? I'm like, I'll do the talking here because I don't want the hassle. I don't miss the hassle either, you know. You go into the stores, and what I don't miss is you going into a place to get some service, the bank, wherever. Let me tell you, I went home last year and I needed to update my banking information. And I went into the bank, Scotia Bank, and I had to just get on bad in there because I was in there for like more than an hour waiting on one youth who went to lunch and couldn't come back. Couldn't come back. I don't know how you be gone for an hour off your job, more than an hour off your job for lunch, and then you take your time and crawl in, and nobody wants to help me because they don't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
So you know what? I had to wait on him. So when he came in, I did give it to him. And I didn't care if he was going to be like sabotage me and not do whatever. I gave it to him, but then afterwards, you know,
Yeah.
I calmed down
Yeah,
and
customer service.
and then
Customer service.
yeah.
is
Before I leave, I left with a good taste.
good.
But I don't miss.
Yeah.
That
No, the customer
poor.
service is definitely not a strong point. And for me, it's more about like the attitude, you know?
That's
like
true.
you'll stand up in front of somebody, like you go in a store sometimes you want to just shop peacefully and quietly, but sometimes you need help. And you know, you have some people who just look at you like, what you want, you know? Or you know, it's just different. You
Yeah,
know,
man,
to-
and they tell you come out of the store if they think you're in there too long, and they don't know, especially if they're not. They don't look at me then tell me come out of them store cause me look like me a thief. I mean, like that's how it is. They judge you by how you look. You know, if me and Melanie walk in the store, they're gonna treat Melanie different from how they treat me because they're gonna treat Melanie a foreigner and me a Jamaican, so they're not gonna talk to me nice.
Yeah, and that's
So I don't.
not good either.
No, I don't miss that. I don't miss
Yeah.
that in my country. I like to be treated nice, and I am in customer service. I'm a teacher. I'm a librarian. I deal with people, and when I deal with people, I treat people good,
Yeah.
real good.
So you
I
expect it back.
I
in
expect
return.
it back. Yeah.
Well, and I don't miss the bad driving. Okay? Like when somebody bad drive you or like nearly push you off the road, or you know, I mean, I've shared this before too on a channel about driving around Jamaica, and if you haven't seen it, you want to go look for that on my channel because you know, I talk about flat bridge and all the experiences that we have, like going over Mount Russell and so on, and some of that I don't too miss, right? They say, you know, Jamaicans do two things fast: them run track and them drive behind when them behind a wheel of a motor car. They move it. They don't like to drive slow.
I don't miss it neither. No. I thought I would remember. I remembered it because I drove for years in Kingston, and I lived in Kingston for years, like 15 years, and I drove all this time, and I did not. When I was there, I was like, I know what I'm doing, and I know how it is, so you deal with it. I left for 9 years, and in my back of my head when I'm going back, I remember it, and I was afraid. I didn't want to rent no car because I was afraid I'm not going to remember, and I'm not going to understand how to drive with these people. And it was worse than I thought when I went back, because in Kingston the roads are this wide, and people just cut out people, and you know,
that's funny because like I went back, as I was saying, 2 months ago, right, and rented a car and drove my kids up and down, and I didn't go to Kingston to be honest. I didn't go to Kingston, but I drove like Mobay to Negril, Mobay to St. Anne, up and down all over the place, and I thought that I was going to feel kind of different with the roads feeling narrow, because just like you, like we both came to Canada at the same time, right?
Yeah, we
both came coming up on 9 years now. Coming up on 9 years. That's hard.
Yeah,
to believe.
August is 9 years
It
for
doesn't
me.
feel like it at all.
Yeah.
Like it really
Did you come in
doesn't.
August?
No, I came in April.
Oh,
so,
April.
But to
So
be
you're
honest,
9 years already.
yeah, no, coming up. Yeah, I left 2015.
Oh, I came 2014.
Okay, so close enough, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that I went back and immediately felt like I'd just been there all
Yes.
along. You know, like
Yeah.
I just never felt like I'd left for such a long time, and the roads were familiar to me, and everything just kind of just felt right. So
No, man, not in Kingston, brother. These bike men. So apparently, when COVID hit, the bike men got a new role. They became deliverers. So they would deliver food to people and so on. So every bike man now have a big box on the back of them bike, and brother, it's like a nuisance. They would just slide in, slide out. They would ride up beside you, and all these. It's
yeah,
just hazardous,
that's
you know.
probably terrible.
So I had to drive, but I wasn't happy driving in Kingston, and then I couldn't remember to stay on the left. Was it? I couldn't remember to stay on the.
No, I don't know why. It just never troubled me at all. It was like
I
just
had
come
to
back.
have my niece sit in the car, and then she would be like, "Remember, you need to be over there all the time, all the time." But once you hit the road, you're good. But I forgot a couple times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't miss that bad driving, and I don't miss that bad customer service, and I don't miss the crime.
Yeah. But I miss Jamaica still.
Yeah, I miss
I
Jamaica.
miss it bad. So, yeah, these are just a few of the things, you know, like you leave, and, you know, for the most part, all you can think about is the good times.
Yeah,
And, you know, I mean, many of us, we have family there, we have friends there.
we do.
You know, you left a life there.
We
And
look forward to going home.
yeah.
We look forward to
Yeah.
coming back to Jamaica. It's like when I was planning my trip, I was coming home to bury my grandma, but I was just so excited to come home because, you know, it's hard when you come to Canada and you get trapped down under the snow and you get trapped under this hard work, and you just going hither
Yeah.
thither. You can't even stop to breathe. So when you get a chance to make a trip home,
Yeah.
man, you think about the bad things, but the good things are so many,
Yeah.
are way more than the bad things,
Yeah.
that you don't even worry about it. You
Yeah.
just deal with it when you reach there. And
Excitement is real. When
Yeah.
you're coming into the landing, about to land in
Oh.
Montego Bay, and you're looking out the window and you see the mountains and you see the water, and you just know
I'm not gonna
what's
lie to
gonna
you.
happen.
When I landed last year, I cried.
Yeah, I did too.
I
cried.
cried.
I cried
I
living
felt the
I walked.
warmth,
Yeah.
and I cried. The water just run out of my eye, and I was one of the biggest, loudest clapping
Yeah.
in the plane,
Yeah.
because people are like, "Oh, they don't clap anymore." I'm like,
Yeah.
I was just so excited.
They
I was
clapped when
I
I
couldn't
went.
even wait
I
to
heard people clapping. I think I filmed it and I shared it on the channel.
Oh
and
my
people
God.
were clapping.
people clap, but I was one of the, I
Yeah.
cried because I was so excited to
Yeah.
come home. So I love my country.
Yeah.
So don't get us,
don't
don't get it
going.
wrong.
Don't get going.
Don't get it wrong.
Anyway, so I'm really glad that we were able to just come together and share.
Yeah.
And you know, we'll be doing a few of these, so watch out for them. And I'm going to share the ones that we did with Koren too as well, so you can see all of the fun
You know,
stuff.
Melanie, the last video we did last week, where we talked about what we missed about Jamaica, we didn't talk about the fact that I miss the people.
Oh, more than anything
I miss the
else.
people. You know
The
what?
sense of humor,
Yeah,
the warmth.
the warmth, and when we get to the airport and
Yeah.
they say welcome, and the
Welcome
smile
home.
and the dancing and the stuff, I miss that so much.
Yeah.
So I do miss my people. I do
Yeah,
miss.
I miss Jamaica.
Yeah, I miss you all. I love you.
Thanks for watching, you guys, and please don't forget to subscribe and like and share.
More
and
coming.
check out Koren's channel, and I'll
Thank
link
you.
to everything up at the top so that you can find it easily.
Let's
And
talk with Koren.